over. Today is the 10th. Get everything set up on here, guys, and then we can get started. So hopefully you guys had a great weekend. I had a lot of rest this weekend. I didn't really trade very much. I was trying to answer as many questions as possible. But if you guys did message me during the weekend and I haven't gotten to you yet, don't worry. I'll get to your question eventually. I just wasn't working too much this weekend. So let me get this link out real quick, and then we can get started. So let me just get this right here. One last thing. And then I'll post it to our social media real quick. Instagram. Oh, where's my phone at? 1 second, guys. Let me grab my phone. All right, cool. Got my phone right here. Send this link out real quick. It's on the Telegram right here. Good. So let me check the chat real quick as we get started. Hey, Trail, how's it going? Morning, bro. I said morning, I mean evening, bro. It's nighttime for us over here. I'm sure you're in the US, right? So let me go ahead and send this stuff out real quick. Hopefully all you guys had a great weekend. It's gonna go ahead and send this link out, and then we can get started. Weekly chart analysis. Just gonna copy what I did last time. All right, there we go. Copy this over. Good right there. Today is the 10th, man. This year's flying by, guys. It's already the 10th, almost halfway through January. Onto February is where we make the most money from now up until June. So let me get these links out real quick. Post this on. Oh yeah, Trey, you're in Tampa, Florida. So you're like, was it 9 o'clock over there right now? Yeah, it's 7 for me over here. So it's getting close to London session for you over there. Nice, nice. Not sure if you guys took any trades for US 30. I think US 30 is going to drop this week, guys. So I took a sell like up here. I'm actually in a sell right now. I'm pretty deep in profit. I'll show you guys my profits shortly. I didn't call it because it's a speculative trade, but I think US 30 might be dropping this week, and I'll explain why shortly. Let me just send out the rest of these links real quick, and then we can get this started. So let's copy this over here. So let me get this down here as well. Copy this, post this up right over here. And one last place I'm going to post it is our on the Instagram real quick. So let me get this right here. All users, send out that email. Screenshot this to our IG real quick. Screenshot that. Copy the link. All right, let me get this on the Instagram real quick. Let's post it right there. Got that there. Let me get that swipe up button. Swipe up. All right, looks like we good, guys. So let me just post this up to the IG. Post it up shortly, and I think we're good. So let me check out the chat real quick. Hey, Victor, how's it going, bro? Yeah, I saw you earlier, Victor, in the mentoring session. My bad, I couldn't respond to you, that quickly since I was on that one-on-one. But yeah, good to see you. Hey, Cameron, how's it going, my man? How's your weekend been? It's been good, Cameron. I was chilling for the most part. Usually I'm on the charts, like trying to analyze stuff, but there's a lot of stuff that's been going on over the weekend. I'm sure you guys knew what happened, at the Capitol right here. Trump did not check on Pence during the U.S. Capitol siege. So, there's a lot of crazy things going on in the market right now, guys. I'm sure you guys are aware they're trying to impeach Trump, right? So they're going to introduce that stuff tomorrow for his impeachment. So what I think the US 30 is just going to go through a lot of issues. So what happened was I entered a sell right here. I put no TP. I'm just writing this thing down. So I'll show you guys my profits right here. I didn't call it because I just wasn't sure if it was going to come down. It was kind of one of those trades where I was like, I'll take it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But here's like one of my accounts. I'm like 500 in profit on, I think you guys can kind of see there. It's one of my FTMO accounts. I'm like 600 in profit there, 500 to 600. And then I got another account right here as well. I got two of them. I just took them on two of my accounts. I got another 500 right there on there as well too. For one of my FTMOs, I just took a sell because there's just a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, guys. I'm sure you guys have followed the news. Trump's probably going to get booted, and I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. But I got a lot of hints from a lot of different sources that the US 30 is just going to be dumping this week. So I think we're going to be taking sells throughout the week. I took a sell up here. I put no TP, and I'm just going to ride this down until US open tomorrow. So I'm just going to hang on to it, let it run through London, and then I'll see what happens tomorrow at US open, which would be somewhere over here. So this is when the New York Stock Exchange opens. Hopefully it drops further so I can lock in some more profits. I'm probably going to move my stop loss and profit right now though. Let's see. So 900, I'll probably move it up here to 31,000. So I'm just going to move my stop losses to 31,000 real quick for all of my US 30 sells, just in case, because I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, guys. It's a crazy time we live in right now. You would not expect this to be happening ever, really. So I moved my stop loss and profit to 31,000. I'm currently in profit about 600 bucks. Not too bad. I took a 10 lot on my FTMOs. So I'm just, forgot to put a stop loss on this one. Oh, it's cool because this is a copier account. All right, cool. So hopefully it doesn't swing up too much because I moved my stop loss to, I moved my stop loss to this point right here, 31,000 or no. So I'm on my FTMO, it's actually down here. So I put it right here, but you know, with the FTMO number difference, it obviously moved it a little bit to the other direction. So I moved my stop loss to there. If it keeps dropping, it keeps dropping. If it doesn't, then I get stopped out in profit. No biggie. You know, just kick off the trading week. Cause we took a, well, some people took an L on EJ. For me, guys, I actually moved my, my stop loss a little lower. So I'm not out of the trade just yet. I didn't tell you guys to move it down there because this is just too risky, guys. I put it down here because, I didn't know how wide the spread was going to be when the market reopened. So I just moved it down about 10 pips. So I'm technically still in the trade. So, you know, a lot of people got kicked out of this trade, but I'm technically still in it. I have some heavy drawdown right now. I'm hoping it swings back up because like I was mentioning earlier, if you look at UJ over here, it's super bullish. So I was hoping that EJ was going to swing up that way too. I mean, if it pushes down and gets stopped out, it's all good. You know, I just took a bigger loss than you guys, but it's fine. I didn't want to tell you guys to move your stop loss because I didn't think it was necessarily going to be a safe move. It's kind of, you know, just like I mentioned, even for US 30 over here, it's just a speculative move. I just took the sell because of stuff that I heard. But I didn't expect anything out of it. Same with EJ over here. I moved my stop loss lower, but I'm not expecting anything out of it. You know, the market's just moving crazy right now. And that's why I didn't really call any trades off the 6 p.m. candle close. Because obviously I know some people were looking at this odd CAD right here. Obviously, you know, if you're following the strategy, this would be a good call. But just with the way the market's moving, I don't know if this is going to be a legit entry or not. So I think some people took some sells right here. And on top of that, the TP is just too close. It's 30 pips away. You know, this still technically is good if you want to just scalp it. But, you know, for me, I usually hold it for like a couple hours. So I don't really want to scalp it that tight. You could have gone out for a few pips right here, about 11 pips in profit. But, you know, like I mentioned, it's just too close for me. So this would have been a call that I would have called today if I wanted to, but it's just too close. And the market's just not there right now. It's not fully open. So that's why I didn't call that. You know, our odd USD, thankfully we got out of this trade at TP2, guys. So I got out of this trade at 40 pips right here. I'm already out of here at 40 pips. When it swinged up here, I got out of the trade. So I'm not in this trade anymore, but it's technically still active if you guys are in it. If you guys didn't move your stop loss and profit, but I think everyone did because I kept recommending you guys move your stop loss and profit last week because I knew it was going to be a weird week with an NFP and being the first week of the new year. So let me let me see what else is going on over here, and then we can get started with the weekly chart analysis. So let me see if there's anything else over here. Sam said, good afternoon from tomorrow in Sydney. Oh yeah, Sam. So you guys are already on the 11th, huh? Because you guys started your new day about 6 hours ago. So you're in the future, back to the future for us over here. Hey Peter, good evening to you too. Victor said, yeah, I actually was looking for a pivot sell entry on US 30. Please share your thoughts on why you see a sell, Victor. And please let me know if you think a pivot sell entry on the 10 minutes would be good or too risky if it appears. So let me just pull up US 30 real quick. You know, like I mentioned, I took a speculative sell right here. Looking at the pivots right here. I mean, you can, Victor, just you could put a sell stop right here. So I'm technically in the trade already. For this pivot sell right here, this could be a good entry. I think it's a pretty good entry. So what I would do, Victor, is I would put your sell stop right down here so that when it swings down, you can get into that trade. Like you're not going to be in it just yet, but when it does swing down, it'll automatically trigger and hit your TP down there. So the entry would be right here at 39.21. That'd be your entry price. And then depending on where you want to put your TP stop loss, you can use these parameters if you want. You can let TradingView place it for you, but you should hurry up, Victor. It's about to trigger. You can just enter market right now if you want, actually. It's right at point. So if you want to enter that, Victor, go ahead and enter it. I definitely see it dropping. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. Circus over here in the US. I mean, it's crazy, guys. Like, you know, Trump and Pence aren't friends anymore. and there's still a VP and president at this time until they impeach him, you know? So we'll see how this plays out, guys. This is going to have a huge effect on the market because if they impeach him, you know, there's a bigger agenda at play if that happens. Just keep that in mind. You know, they're trying to, I mean, Trump's image is already fucked for the most part, but it's just going to get even more worse if he does get impeached. You know, he's going to go down in history as like that president that got impeached and in his last 2 days as president. You know, he couldn't hold on for the last 2 days, got impeached right before. So that's going to go down in history. It's going to go down in, you know, it's going to affect all the markets. So just keep that in mind. This is going to have a big effect, like bigger than a lot of people would expect it to. So, you know, let's see what else is going on here. Oh shit. Peter said Bitcoin is dumping hard. Maybe I should sell my Bitcoin. Let me check. Yeah. A lot of people said Bitcoin is going to drop right now too. So I think I'm going to sell my Bitcoin right now. Let me see where I'm at. Oh, fuck. Okay. Fuck me. I lost like 300 bucks. Well, I didn't lose money, but I was up like 2,000 something. I'm down to like 2,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell all of my Bitcoin right now. How do I do that? All right. Shit. What's my PIN code? Oh, fuck. I don't know my PIN code. Oh, fuck me, dude. All right. Hold on. Wait. Trying to think what would be my Cash App PIN code. Bro, I'm gonna fucking get locked out of my Cash App. Damn it. Let me see. Forgot my Cash App PIN. There we go. I'm gonna sell this off right now. Flynn said, Shawn said he's gonna sell for US 30, so Flynn is gonna sell as well. Yeah, definitely, Flynn. Yeah, no. I think Bitcoin's gonna continue going up. The only thing is, Flynn, I think it's gonna drop for like this week. So I'm gonna sell it off right now, and then I'm gonna rebuy at the dip. So don't worry, I'm not gonna be out of it forever. There we go. So you guys can see here. Let me see if I can show you guys. So I'm selling my Bitcoin for 1,600. So I'm locking in 1,600. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, I'm selling off. I put like 400 bucks into this, and I'm selling it. I flipped it from like 400 to there we go. I'm out of my Bitcoin. Oh, 0 Bitcoin in my wallet. So yeah, I went from 400 up to like 1,600. So it's all good. I mean, Bitcoin is dropping right now, so I'm gonna let it drop a little more. I'll probably re-enter like maybe in a couple of weeks or so, but I think it's gonna dump for a bit. I just don't want to lose any more money. But I technically didn't lose anything, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. So I'm out of Bitcoin, guys. I just sold about 1,600. I got 1,600 liquid cash now. I'm gonna rebuy it though when it dips. I'm gonna let it dip a bit, And then once it dips a little farther down, I'm gonna rebuy it, make some more money. So let me continue looking down the chat real quick, see what else is here before we continue going on. Let's see. Rob said, take a break from trading for the past 10 days. Let's get back at it. Yeah, 100%, Rob. You know, good time to come back with the market going pretty crazy right now with, you know, this craziness going on in the politics. But I think it'll be a good week overall, guys. Let me see if there's any other news this week. We got Canadian news tomorrow morning. 6:30, we got GBP news tomorrow morning at 2 a.m., Euro news at 1 a.m., some USD news, and some unemployment news as well. So it looks like a pretty solid week overall. I think we should be good for the most part. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how this plays out, guys. I'm going to go ahead and draw these charts up for you. Let me check the chat real quick before we finish off with our analysis right here. Hey, Aiden, how's it going, bro? Sam said, please be careful, Shawn. We might get cut by Google. Yeah, no, definitely. We'll see how this goes. Flynn said K2 going through the roof this week. Let's get it 100%. You know, we need that. Let's see. Flynn wants me to take a look at Aussie 200. And yeah, US 30 is moving pretty slow right now. It's moving slow, but I think eventually by US session when it opens over here, it's going to drop slightly more. And then at this point, it'll either dump like heavy or it'll shoot right back up. So we'll see how that goes. I'm already in this trade for a sell. I actually entered way over here. I entered way over here when market opened. And then right here is where I moved my stop loss. So my stop loss is currently right here in profit. I'm in profit about 800 pips or 780 pips, I guess. I'm in profit pretty nice, and I'm just going to let it run. So I have my stop loss in profit. Now I'm just going to let it run. If it drops further and further, I make more profit. If it swings back, I lock in profit. So it's a win-win for me regardless. And we're going to see where it goes from here. Oh, yeah, Sam. No, Sam said, "Be careful, Shawn. You might get cut off by Google." No, I feel you know we'll see how that happens. I mean, how everything plays out this week. Let me just check my positions real quick. I want to make sure I didn't kick that on my FTMO. All right, cool. So I'm still in my US 30 positions. As you guys can see right here, I'm in profit like $500. You guys can see right there. That a little closer. So I'm in profit about $500 on that one. And then I'm in profit another $500 on my other FTMO as well. So I just took them on 2 accounts. You know, it's just a speculative trade, guys. Nothing too crazy. I saw the opportunity and I took it. So I'm in that sell right there. We'll see how it plays out. But let me go ahead and take a look at one more question from Flynn. So Flynn wants me to take a look at Aussie 200. I'll look at that before I mark up the charts. And Trell mentioned, I feel like US 30 is going to swing up just. Yeah, I mean, it might, Trell. I think, well, you know, overall, I think it's going to swing back up. But I think with all this crazy stuff going on in the world, like, you know, the politics, they're all trying to get Trump to resign, but I don't think he's going to resign. So they're going to have to impeach him. And when they do that, it's just going to cause a bunch of craziness in the market because nobody's going to know what's going on. And there's going to be a lot of focus on like manipulation in the market for the most part for traders. Because, you know, if there's so much stuff going on in the politics, it's just going to cause a ton of volatility. Price going to go up, price going to go down, and it's going to keep bouncing back and forth. But I think more so it's going to dump at some point. I think it'll dump heavy, and then maybe it'll spike right back up, and then it'll dump again. And then eventually I think it'll recover, you know, it can only go so far. So if I go over here real quick and I show you guys on, I'll just take everything off the chart real quick and I'll just show you guys how it looks like, you know, on the higher time frames. Like if you look on the weekly here, there's always areas right here to buy the dip, right? So like you can see all these dip areas where price, it swings up, and then right here, you can buy dips right here where it comes right back up. And then same situation down here, it swings back down. People buy dips right here. There's like so many areas where people can buy dips from, right? So like same situation for right here. This has to swing down pretty far. It hasn't dropped down in a long time. So the next dip area is way down here at about 30,000, right? So if you're looking at price right here, I can see it drop down quite a bit before it, you know, ends up coming to, to this dip right here, because this is price swings up, swings down, swings up, swings back down to test the dip area. So you can see right here in the past, it does it a lot. Price comes up, tests the dip, swings back up, and then it tests the dip again before it shoots up, and then it just keeps going. So I think for that point, it's way too overextended. You guys can see here how this has went up right here. It's went up way too high, guys. Like me personally, I think this is just, you know, the New Year's hype is already pretty much has died down. Because if you go back to previous data, you guys can see that, like, let me see if I can find it over here. Okay, so let's go to like New Year's last year, right? So right here, December, you see how it went up from December and then it had a dip right here? Well, the dip happened like in March because the push-up started late. So the push-up started here on December 24th, right? On the 18th up until the 19th. For the 20th over here, you can see that the push-up started, let's see, from right here, beginning of December, and then the dip happened right here. Same time as this, actually. January 20th week, it started to drop, right? So just looking back at previous data. So you can see right here, it did the same exact thing that it did this year. It started pushing up from December up until January 13, which is basically the equivalent of this week. And then that following week, it dumped right here, right? So it dumped about, let me see, it dumped like 12,000 pips or 11,000 pips, 11 to 12,000 pips, and then it swung back up. So that's kind of what I see happening right here. It's pushed up. It's the same week as this week here when it happened last year. So I think it's going to dump down maybe quite a bit, maybe down to 30,000, or not even that close. Maybe it'll come down like slightly. So like here, and then I think it'll swing right back up after. Basically the same thing that happened right here, right? And then this drop right here was because of COVID, obviously, right? Because February up until March, this is when when we started having lockdowns. So this is why I didn't break past it. And I just see history repeat itself. So that's why I see it dumping for maybe a week or two. And then I think it's going to swing back up eventually. So we'll see how that plays out. But, you know, we really don't know. We won't know until we know. And until then, I'm cool because I have my stop loss and profit. So I'm not really tripping about it. If it hits my stop loss and profit, then I close out profit. If it continues dropping, then I'm cool with that too. So let me go ahead and analyze Aussie 200 for Flynn real quick. And then I'll go ahead and analyze these charts for you guys so I can provide you guys with the zones for the week. If you guys have any questions or if you guys want me to take some time analyzing a specific pair, put it down in the chat right now, because once I get started, I'm going to go down this list in order. So I'm going to go from the Aussie pairs, the Canadian pairs, Euro pairs, the cable over here, the British pound pairs, and then the NZD pairs, and so on. So if you ask for a specific pair, I'll stop at it when I'm going down the list. But if I don't get that question, I'm just going to zoom through these real quick because we don't have much time today. Like I mentioned, today's not a good time to really hop into anything new just yet because the market's not fully open. The market just opened about 5 hours ago. And it's only Aussie and Asia session right now, the slowest sessions in the market, right? London hasn't opened yet. So once London opens, it's going to provide for more entries. So just keep that in mind, guys. Don't rush any trades because there's going to be a crazy day tomorrow with everyone trying to impeach Trump. Just keep that in mind. Trump's impeachment is going to be going on this week, whether it happens or if it doesn't. That's going to be the main talk this entire week. So just keep that in mind, guys. And then I'm going to go ahead and analyze the Aussie 200 real quick for Flynn. Let me pull that up. Where's it at? Aussie 200 right here. So we got this right here. I'm going to take everything off the chart. I'm going to zoom out from this point, pull up the 1 hour, turn on the K2SRs, and then I'm going to go ahead and draw these zones for you guys real quick. It's a big zone down there. All right, so let me go ahead and draw these zones over here real quick. Let's see. I'm just gonna draw some big zones because they're not really that important, I'd say, for now. Camo said, give my guys some likes for these lives. Thanks, Camo. Appreciate that. Yeah, if you guys haven't already, if you guys can like the stream, that'll definitely help us out so I can continue to keep coming on here for free. Because, you know, like I mentioned, this does take a lot of time out of my day. Like today's a Sunday. I could have been just chilling, watching a movie, doing whatever. But I'm out here trying to help you guys out. So if you guys want me to keep coming online, just go ahead and like the video so that we can continue to, you know, continue to grow this channel. Because obviously there's a lot of people out there that need help with trading. It's not easy finding, you know, someone that actually knows what they're doing and who's willing to do it for free. Like basically I come on here every day, give you guys free advice, give you guys free analysis for any pairs you guys want. And I don't really ask for much, guys, just for you guys to like the video so that we can keep growing this channel and I can continue to help more people that need help with trading. So that's about it. But looking at Aussie right here, Flynn, so it looks like it's currently at a zone right now. I'm gonna turn on the momentum indicator to see the direction of momentum. Looks like it might be swinging down to a sell. So currently we have a bullish signal right here, but it went into the weekend. So it went from, it closed with the buy signal right here at noon on the 8th, which was Friday, I believe. And then the market opened and it started coming down pretty heavy. So like right here, for this specific move right here, I'm not sure if this is just following with the other indices because like I mentioned, you know, US 30 is dropping as well. So this is dropping, Aussie 200 is dropping. Let me see if anything else is dropping. So what's the other main one? The DAX. It's dropping. The NISE, damn, all these alerts. The NISE, it's dropping. So everything looks like it's coming down right now. You know, currently. So I'm not sure if this is going to be a full move. It's going to keep dropping, or if this is just temporary. But looking at everything here, everything is dropping. NASDAQ, S&P, UK 100, US 30. So yeah, just looking at the Aussie 200 here. I'm not sure if it's going to continue dropping further. We would have to wait to see what happens if it breaks the structure right here, Flynn. So like for this situation over here, we would have to see if this, you know, rejects off this point and shoots up, which I don't really see happening here because it's at an all-time high, I think too. It might actually break through here, continue down a little further, and then possibly recover sometime. I mean, it might come down here, then it might consolidate a bit within here, come back down, and then probably just keep dropping a little further and further until it reaches a certain area, maybe down here. This would probably be the you know, the ending point for it. But like I mentioned, this will probably happen for the next couple of weeks. So it's not going to drop like immediately. It's not just going to all of a sudden drop, you know, to the bottom. It'll probably keep going up until February, or maybe like this week right here. This week, like the last week of January. And I think the last week of January, will probably swing back up. So just looking at where price is going right now, we'll have to wait and see if it breaks structure. Because, you know, like I mentioned, structure is very important, especially on the higher time frames. So like right here, price can either come down, test this structure and shoot right back up, or it can break the structure right here and continue down. So Flynn, if you're looking at AUD right now, or Aussie 200, if it breaks this structure right here, closes below here and breaks into this structure, then you might be able to take a sell. And then when you take a sell here, you can probably put your stop loss above here and then let it just like range through here, and it keeps dropping. You can just keep riding it down and just move your stop loss further and further down. But I would wait for it to actually close below the structure, because you can see right here, the last time it tried to test the structure, it shot right back up, right? So like looking at this right over here, I'll just copy this, put this right over here. So the last time it tested structure right here, it shot right back up. So same situation over here, like I mentioned, if it tests structure right here, comes down, test structure, it can shoot right back up just like it did right here. That's scenario number one. Scenario number one, it'll repeat what it did right here. It'll come over here, test structure, then shoot up, you know, X amount of pips. Let's see, like 700 pips, 800 pips, something like that. Or it can break through it and come down, right? So there's two different scenarios. You guys got to look at it from both perspectives. Make sure that you're not just like so set on one direction, right? Because there's no guarantee it's gonna go one way. You have to look at it from, you know, what if it goes this way? What are the probabilities of this happening? If all the indices are going down, then this is probably gonna go down too, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean that's gonna happen. Scenario number one is it could reject off it, shoot up like it did right here. Scenario number two is it could break structure and continue dropping. Kind of what happened right here. So like you can see the last time price broke structure right here. Here's a perfect example. Price broke structure right here in the past. When did this happen? on December 17th. So December 17th, price broke structure right here. It swung up slightly and then it came crashing right back down, right? So that's basically what could happen here. It's kind of like the same setup actually. So like right here, it broke structure, tested it, shot up. Right here, it broke structure, tested it, shot up. And then the second attempt right here, where it came up and then it came down, right here, it came up and came down. It came crashing like super far down from this point. So it just really depends on what happens, right? I would wait for price to actually break below the structure before you make any moves, because the last thing you want to do is enter a short position right here and then it ends up stopping you out, right? It swings up, stops you out. Vice versa, you don't want to enter a buy position right here because you think it's going to shoot right back up and then it ends up coming down like it did right here and then it stops you out in this direction. So I would be careful with not just the Aussie but with all pairs in general right now, because the market isn't fully in full effect just yet. You know, I'd probably wait and see how things move into London session before you really think about entering anything crazy, because there's just a lot that can happen right now. So let me see what else we got over here. Flint said, Shawn, I told one of my friends and my other coworker about K2. I sent the links to your YouTube and then we'll check it out. Yeah, definitely, Flynn. You know, like there's enough profit to share with everyone, guys. Like it doesn't matter if people want to be part of K2 or if you guys are part of different groups. You know, I'm still here to help you guys regardless. You know, I'm here for the same reason you guys are here. I'm here to make money. So if you guys want to make money with me, you guys are more than welcome. If you guys just want advice and you guys are still with your own groups, that's cool too. But I'm still going to help you guys out. You know, I'm not biased. I'm not just going to be like, oh, I'm not going to help you because you're not in K2. I'm still going to help you guys out, because whether you make money, whether Flynn makes money, doesn't matter to me. You know, as long as we make money, we're all doing good. That's all that matters. You know, there's no competition here. It's all about us profiting. And that's all it really is. You know, I see a lot of people here trying to compete with other groups, other companies, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, guys, if you're making profit, you know, I'm going to give you props. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're part of K2. It doesn't matter if you're not part of K2. I'm still going to give you props if you make money, you make good calls. You know, we're all here for the same reason. It's not like, oh, I want you to lose, right? Because who wants to lose at trading? Nobody. So I'm not gonna hope that you guys lose just because you guys aren't part of K2. You know, I'm still gonna hope that you guys win, because that's what it really is, guys. It's about us beating the system, right? I'm not trying to be another statistic and lose at this game. So I've been doing this for a while, and I'm here to just spread knowledge and spread advice. So yeah, that's about it, Flynn, for Aussie 200 right here. You know, like you mentioned, it looks like Aussie's in the middle of a move. Should have sold at the top. I agree, bro. You should have probably sold when it broke structure somewhere over here. So if I look back over here, let me look back at the previous signal. Let me go in the 10-minute actually. So looking at the 10-minute here, which is, you know, usually the time frame I like to trade on, you could have sold right here, right, Flynn? So you see how price broke the structure up here? This is actually a perfect entry. I didn't spot this because I wasn't looking earlier, because I don't normally trade the Aussie, but this actually happened today. So the market opened right here, it swung up, and then it swung down. And then at this situation right here, we had, let's see, let's close that. So like right here, we had price come up from here, break structure with the sell signal, right? And then it came crashing down from this point. So if you did take this trade right here, Flynn, man, you would have made some money. Unfortunately, I'm assuming you didn't, because I didn't take it either, and I didn't call this. But if you did take this trade, so you could have made some serious bucks right there, right? So yeah, unfortunately, we missed that trade. You could probably wait for the next signal, because what's probably going to happen here is probably, okay, so this is perfect. I actually like that we have a buy signal right here, because what's probably going to happen is price will swing up right here. Price will swing back down. You get a sell signal. You know that strategy I was mentioning before, you know, if the sell signal closes below the buy, then you can probably catch this from this point right here as it comes back down. So if you want to look for that, Flynn, I think this would probably be your best case. Don't enter right now. Wait for an actual opportunity to show up, right? You don't want to enter a trade just randomly. You want to get a buy signal, and then you want to take that sell when it closes below here. You know, basically it's going to retrace. So it's going to retrace, closes back below here with a sell signal. Then you might get another entry right here or right here. I mean, who knows where it's going to show up. but I would wait for that buy signal right here and then a sell signal below it, because what will be happening is it'll be establishing lower lows and lower highs as well. So you can see right here, let me just line this up for you. We have the high right here. We have the low right here, lower high, lower low, another lower high maybe right here, crosses back below here to establish a new lower low. There you go. You got your sell entry. So I would wait for that, Flynn. I wouldn't jump into it right away. Just be patient with it, because, you know, like I mentioned, the market just opened. So market volatility isn't even there yet. You know, market's super slow, pretty much dead at this point. So I would definitely be patient with it. But yeah, so I mean, it looks good from this point. Let me go ahead and take a look at the chat, see if there's anything else to look at real quick before we continue on forward. Flynn said AUS 200 price is literally swinging back and forth like a boomerang. Exactly. So you got to catch that boomerang as it swings back, Flynn. So like right here, as it's swinging up, you know, like I mentioned, as it's swinging up, you got to catch it as it swings back down. So catch that boomerang as it swings up, and then as it swings back down, you can take that, damn, I got all these signals right here. Yeah, once it swings back down, you can take that sell as it continues down further. Let me just turn off those signals, because I'm not looking at US 30 right now since I'm already in the trade. Delete these. Oh, fuck, what did I do that for? Oops. I accidentally deleted the wrong crap. Okay, fine. I'm gonna go back to AUD real quick, because I accidentally deleted the alert for full TP. Why did I do that? All right, so I got this right here, put that there, full TP 80 pips. If it hits. All right, so we're good with that, guys. Yeah, I'm all done with with the Aussie 200 right here. Yeah, there we go with that buy signal. So that's cool. If this closes right here, I actually want that to happen, so that when you get that sell signal that closes below it, you have that nice entry right there, Flynn. But all right, so let me continue going further, and I'll see what else is going on in the chat. I think that's it for the questions right now. So after this, we will continue further. So Yadin wants me to take a look at GBP CAD. I'll take a look at that before I get started as well. And then we can kick off the weekly chart analysis. So let me open up GBP CAD right here. And then I'm gonna continue on with the chat real quick before I move forward. So let's see, Flynn said, winners focus on winning, just like K2. Losers focus on their competition. It's like, yeah, no, exactly. You know, a lot of people worry about things that don't matter, guys. Like, there's too many people that are worried about what's going on with other people. Like, even people are worried with K2. Like, you'll see people in the chat where they won't say anything. We're hitting all these TPs, right? We hit one stop loss, and then they want to start talking. And it's like, bro, where were you? Like, every time we hit like the 10 other TPs, they're literally just waiting for us to like make our very little losses that we rarely have. And then they want to talk when that happens. But, you know, if you're negative with trading, guys, or just in life, bro, if you're always a negative thinker, you're going to keep leading a negative life. Like for me, I'm always positive. Doesn't matter if I hit TP, hit stop loss. I'm like, all right, on to the next one. Because we're always looking for that next win, right? And I'm always looking to see everyone win as well. Because that's just, you know, that's just how you guys should take life, you know. Look at life in as an opportunity. You know, every day is a new opportunity to get better, to learn more, to make new friends, to, you know, do something new. Don't look at the negative, because, you know, if you look at people that are always thinking negative, you can see that they're always fucking hating. Like, you see haters will always keep hating, and they're just hating because they're jealous of other people. And that's what I try not to. That's why I try to avoid, like, all the time. You know, whenever people are hating in K2, I hit them with some positivity, and they get so mad and they just leave. And then everyone's laughing about it. Yeah, Flynn said K2 members are doing what IMO followers wish they were doing, making profits. Yeah, no, definitely, Flynn. You know, we're all here to make profit. Like I mentioned earlier, we're all here for the same thing. So I'm here to help you guys, and we're here to take everything to the next level. So let's continue on with this. You know, I'm going off track right here with everything that we're talking about. But yeah, just like I mentioned, guys, we're here for the same thing, and we're here to have a great trading week. So let me see what else is going on here before we continue. Hey, Marissa, how's it going? Marissa said, got here kind of late. Can we look at GU? So Yeah, let me just add this to the list right here. We have Yadin with GBP CAD, and then we have Merciba with sorry guys, my dog's fucking barking. Barking at. All right, so we got that there, GCAD, GU. And I think that's it, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at GCAD real quick. Once I'm done looking at GCAD, I'll look at GU, and then I'll get started with the chart analysis because I don't want to keep you guys here too late. I know a lot of people here just want the zones. So let's look at GCAD real quick. We got GCAD right here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my zones. So we got the rectangle tool right here, a lower zone down here. We got a lower zone right there. And I'm going to be going through this pretty quickly, guys, because, like I mentioned, I'm just trying to get these zones out for you guys here. And we can get into more detailed questions tomorrow once we have our actual live session, the market's back in full swing. Because there's really no point in like fully analyzing things right now when the market's not even really moving that much. So here's GCAD. I'm going to zoom out from this point. Turn on the momentum indicator right here. We have a sell momentum. So yeah, and right here, if this closes below this point, or if this just closes in general. So if this closes with the sell signal right here, and then price swings down here and closes, then we can probably take a short position right here and write it to the next structure down at this point. But not until price closes below this, this structure right here. Because if it isn't closed below the structure, price can easily just reverse off here and swing back up. So it looks like there was an entry on the 7th, actually. So on the 7th, it looks like this was an entry that was available but hasn't finished yet. So if you want to put a sell stop right here, you possibly can. And then you can still ride this down like that. Because technically, I guess this was an entry from last week. I didn't call it because I think it was a risky trade. And I'm glad I didn't call it because we would have been in some heavy drawdown right here. But just looking at GCAD over here, it looks like it came down, swung up, rejected off this point, swung back down, and it looks like it's ready to come back even further. So I think what happened here, it looks like price came down. It tried to lure some people in right here. So it spiked people up. It spiked up to stop people out. Once these people got stopped out right there, it's swinging right back down. So keep that in mind for GCAD. You can either put a sell stop here, Yadin, if you want to, and catch it as it comes down. This entry point is going to be 1.71997. That's just going to be where this entry was, because like I mentioned, if you follow the SR strategy, the SR strategy right here, you can see that we have a rejection off this point. We had a break in structure right here. The momentum was a sell that started way up here. So we had the sell momentum come down, came down, retraced from this point, rejected off this point, broke structure right here. And from there, we could anticipate that price is probably going to come down and test this structure. So there's like 3 confirmations right there. We have the sell momentum. We have the rejection off this point, a break in structure, small retracement up. And on top of that, you can also look at this from a different perspective. We also have a downtrend going down. So that's another confirmation. That's 4 confirmations right there. And then on top of that, it's been establishing lower lows and lower highs. So we got a high right here. We got a low right here, lower high, lower low, lower high. And it's going to come back down, probably establish another lower low down here, right? So you got like 5 confirmations there indicating that price is going to be coming down for GCAD. So it could possibly come down, but I wouldn't enter just, off that hunch, because you guys got to remember that this is a brand new week. So this doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to come down. So that's why I would have a sell stop right there to catch it as it comes down. Because the last thing you want to do is enter this trade for a sell, right? Last thing you want to do is enter this trade for a short position right here, and then price ends up swinging up to stop you out, because you're probably going to put your stop loss at the swing right here. So you can put your stop loss right there. It's going to swing up, stop you out, retest for a double top, and then come back down. So that's why I would be patient with it and just put a sell stop right here yet. And if you want to enter this trade, like if you really want to enter this trade, just put a sell stop like right over here, that same place that I mentioned earlier. And then as soon as it comes down, it'll trigger your order, and then you'll be in the trade already, and then it'll swing down to profit. So that's my bias right there. But going back, like I mentioned earlier, you got to look at the different scenarios. So scenario one is price break structure, and then it comes down to here before it either rejects off this point, break structure and continues down further, or price can either reject from where it currently is right now. If price doesn't break the structure, price can easily reject off this point as well. So scenario number one is price break structure, comes down to test this structure, then it can either reject off it or continue down further. That's scenario number one. Like best case scenario right here, if it continues down like it looks like from this point. Scenario number two is price rejects off this point right here and then shoots back up. So, you got to weigh your pros and cons. Looking at all of the hints right here, like I mentioned, we have a sell momentum right here. Price came down, established lower lows and lower highs, and then it broke structure right here. So technically this position hasn't finished yet. It's still running. So if you want to look at it from that perspective, I think this trade has a higher probability of it coming down rather than it coming up. And then on top of that, you can go look at the other GBP pairs to see the correlation between them to see if they're all bearish. So GCAD right here is bearish. GA right here is bearish as well. You can see it's coming down, right? GCHF bearish. GJ over here, it came up, then it swung down from this point. It's probably going to continue down even further. GN over here, same situation. It's establishing lower lows and lower highs from this point all the way down. See, this looks like the same setup as GCAD right here. See how this is set up right here? Same exact setup for GN as well. Established a high, low, high, low, high, probably reject off this point, and then swing back down. Same with GU right here. It looks like the same exact pattern, right? Just looking at GU right here. See that right there? GN. See that right there? It's the same thing all around. So I think this is probably going to come down from this point. Looking at GC right here. All the GBP pairs look like they're coming down, right? It's probably because the pound is just weak this week. It's been a week since I think the last week of December over here. So this is probably what I see happening for GCAD, Yadin. But, like I mentioned, I would wait for it to close below the structure. You can either put a sell stop right here and catch it as it comes down, or you can just wait for it to break below structure with a sell signal, confirm that drop, and then you can go ahead and take your sell from there. All right, so that's it for GCAD. Let me check out GU real quick before I continue further. So this is for Mersabar, right? So Mersabar, I do have a bearish bias for U as well. Reason for that is because we have a, let's redraw this. So reason for that is because we have a sell signal right here, right? So we have a sell signal right here. We have a nice rejection off this point. Price is trending down. Obviously price is trending down from here. There's a lot of bias indicating a drop, right? We have a trend down. We have a rejection off this point. Sell signal right here. The only problem is that it's at a structure. It's at the support right here. So the problem with this is looking at two scenarios, right? Like I always mentioned, there's two scenarios that can happen here. Price can either close below the structure on this candle right here, and then it can continue down further to test this structure down here, right? So this is probably what can happen here. Second scenario is price can reject off this point. It can fail to break the structure, and then it could possibly shoot up from this point right here. So, there's a lot of, there's a lot of different scenarios that can play out from this point. Because, I don't know how the pound's doing. Let me see if there's any news actually that's causing the pound to, drop. So let me see this real quick. I don't really see anything here specifically for the pound, but I do see Ariel over here mentioned. Ariel mentioned, it looks like the dollar is going back up considering it's in discount zone, and fiber and cable are in a premium. Yeah, I can see that too, Ariel, definitely. Because the US dollar was weak throughout the last month, all of December right here, it was pretty weak as it was coming down because of the new stimulus, right? So the stimulus coming out, dollar was weak. And then now it looks like it's coming back down. But you guys got to keep in mind that there's a lot of stuff going on in the US this week, right? They're trying to impeach Trump this week. So you're going to see some crazy movements, even though fundamentals point one direction. This is definitely going to shake up the market quite a bit. So I do agree with you, Ariel. With regard to your analysis, with regard to this possibly dropping, because if the U.S. dollar goes up, then obviously, if you guys are familiar with how price moves, when price is going down, that means that the second currency is stronger than the first. When price is going up, that's going to indicate that the first currency is stronger than the second, right? So, like going back to what Ariel mentioned and what I've been mentioning as well, this my senses are telling me that this is going to drop. This is probably going to drop further. Same with the rest of the GBP pairs. So we'll have to we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out, Mercaba. I personally wouldn't enter right here just yet. Let me see how big is this move over here. So it's a big move. Once price reaches this little structure over here, actually, so I wouldn't take this trade either, Mercaba, because there's a lot of zones within this area, right? So I would wait for it to actually close below here. I know you're probably going to get in like pretty late because there's a lot of pips right here where you guys can catch, like 70 pips. I mean, if you want to take the risk, you can take it. But if you know how I trade, obviously you do because you've been around K2 for a while. I would wait for it to close below this structure right here. So I'd wait for it to close below this structure, and then I would catch that free fall from here to the next structure down here, right? Because I like to trade safe. You guys can see here, one example of this is right here. We had a rejection off this point. We had a sell signal right here. We had price break structure and close right here. You could have taken this, rode this to the next structure, and then wait for it to close again below this structure right here, where we had another breaking close right here. And then I would have taken the sell at this point to full TP right there for about 100 pips, right? Same situation right here. I wait for price to close below this structure. I know I probably would lose out on a lot of pips by waiting that long, but I want to be for sure. I don't want to take a trade and be a maybe. I want to be in this trade and be 100% that I know it's going to drop further. So looking at GU right here, I personally wouldn't take it, respond until it closes below here. If you want to take it and take a risky trade, by all means, feel free. But me personally, I'm probably not going to take it at this point. So I mean that's it for GU right there. Oh yeah, so Flynn also mentioned that sentiment for GU is 50%. So let me just go check it that real quick. IG, let's pull that up. IG sentiment, GBP USD. So yeah, the last thing that I always look at when I'm analyzing something is I look at the sentiment to see what's going on here. So looking at this right here, yeah, it's right at 50%. So it can go either way really for GU. So I think it's going to come down. With this said right here, there's still a decent amount of people long. So I think if you enter a short position here, you should be good if it breaks into the structure because it just looks like a nice drop. It looks like a nice drop is going to happen from this point. So looking at that there, I definitely think you should probably have a bias for yourself, Mercaba, if you're looking at GU. So give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to go do something real quick. I'll be like maybe 1 or 2 minutes, but I'll be right back. So 1 second. All right, guys, I'm back. So let me just send this out real quick. All right, all done with that, guys. All right, so I think that's it for the questions right here. Flynn said sell stop for GU looks like a solid trade. Lots of profit to be made until the next lower structure. So I agree with that too. Flynn, I would definitely, well, me personally, I wait for it to close below here. But if you want to take it, you can take it. Merciful, just be careful because there's a lot of structures within this point. Yeah, definitely. Ariel said GU's taking major buy side liquidity on the monthly chart. So let me just pull that up real quick. Yeah, I mean, we'll wait and see how this plays out. But, like I mentioned, I want to be careful. So I wait for it to close below here before I take that. So I think that's it for the questions right now, guys. I'm going to go down the list now. So if you guys are brand new here, basically what I do for the weekly chart analysis is I go down the watch list from up here from OddCAD all the way down to UJ down here. And then what I'm going to do is I'll show you, for example, here what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out from this point. I'm going to delete everything off the chart. And then I'm going to go and draw the zones on the chart for you guys. The reason why I draw the zones on the chart for you guys is because it'll give you guys an edge in the market to determine where to trade, right? Because obviously, if you look at price here, you can see price generally goes from zone to zone, right? So price will like reject from a zone. Let me see if I could grab this right here. So price will generally reject from a zone, and then it'll test another zone where it'll reject off it, and it'll probably break the zone, come down. See, it breaks the zone right here. It comes down to test this structure down here, comes back up, test this structure up here, comes back down, breaks structure. Oh, sorry. Comes down, breaks structure. And then what happens is it goes down to the next structure right here, right? So basically, I'll give you guys these zones here. I'll give you the zones that are closest to current price, and then you can identify where to trade and where not to trade. Because obviously, if price is pushing up to this zone, you're probably not going to want to take a buy there because it's going to reject right off it. And then same situation, you want to enter a sell here because it's going to reject right off it as well. And then price pretty much just goes from zone to zone. So you can incorporate these zones into your own strategy. So if you guys are taking a sell here, if you're taking a sell at this point, you can probably ride it to this zone right here. And then at this point, you can probably determine whether you want to take profit because it might reject off it, or it can break right through it and continue further, where you can take another sell entry down here, right? And you just keep doing the same thing over and over again. Because like, for example, here, if you were able to see, price breaking these structures, you could literally take every buy position when it breaks structure, full TP right there. Price broke structure again right here, full TP right there. Price swung down, and then it broke structure again right here. And the reason we would do this is because we'd use the momentum indicator as well. So you can see momentum swung up. We had a buy momentum right here. For example, rejection, buy momentum, breaking close past structure. You have a buy entry right there. Same situation right here. Rejection, buy signal, breaking structure right here. Another full TP, right? So you could pretty much do this over and over again, and you could have had 1, 2, 3, 4, et cetera, TPs up here if you just kept applying the same strategy over and over again. And this is the one strategy I use for all of my Forex pairs on the 4-hour time frame. Very, very simple, not that difficult. But like I mentioned, what I'm going to do here for today, I'm going to be giving you guys the closest zones to current price for all of these pairs here, so that you guys can identify where to trade and where not to trade. So I'm going to go ahead and take everything off the chart here, take off the momentum, and do everything from scratch. So I'm going to turn on the K² SR indicator, and I'm going to go ahead and draw everything from here. Drawing my zones right there. Zone right here. there. And there we go. So we got these zones right here. I'm going to fix this real quick. That one right there. And the last one up here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take the indicator off the chart. You guys can see that we have some perfectly drawn zones on the chart for you guys, right? And these zones go back super far. So you can see I drew these zones from today, which is January 10th, and you can see how far back these zones have been respected. Back in October, back in September, back in July, all the way back until June of last year, right? And then it continues even further. The same exact area where price currently is. So price is currently up here. You can see that the same area was tested way back in June of 2018 and again back in April 2018. So you guys can see how strong these zones are because they've been tested way back in the past. So price is currently right here, and you can see it was back in 2015, 2016, 17, 18, etc. So you guys can see how strong these zones really are just by looking at this right here. So from this point right here, you can see price is currently within these two zones, right? So this upper zone right here is going to be 0.98588, and this lower zone right here is going to be 0.97740. The reason of the reason for this importance is because if you turn on the momentum indicator, you can see that we have a sell momentum right here, right? So we're anticipating price to come down and test this structure. I gave you this lower structure right here because if price breaks and closes past this structure down here, you can possibly take a short position right here and ride it to the next structure down here, right? So you can lock in about, 40 to like about 30 pips right there. You can lock in profit right there. And then if it breaks structure again down here, you can take another sell position. It just repeats that over and over again. So keep that in mind. If you guys follow my, my trading strategies, you guys have my indicators and everything, you guys will know exactly how to apply the strategy. Like right here, it's currently in profit. If you guys were in the premium, I think I told, I told Tam this. So she took the sell, right? She took that same sell that I just mentioned. Right here, she was like, she asked me, let's see. Yeah, so she said, hey, K2, looking at OddCAD AU, looking good for a sell, right? And then I gave her the chart right here. She said, yeah, awesome, waiting for this candle to close, because she was waiting for the same exact entry on her computer right over here, right? She was looking for the same thing that I'm looking for because she has my strategy, my indicators, does the same thing I do. So I told her, yeah, definitely. I'm looking for this to drop right there so that we can take that sell position. She took that sell position. She's now in profit. She's probably going to ride this down to the next structure right here, make some profit, probably cut out, and then wait for it to break structure again for it to do the same thing over and over again. So just, keep that in mind. Everyone in K2 is using the same strategies I am. And if you guys want me to confirm anything, I'm here to help you guys out. So I'm going to go ahead and move that to here. And I think that's it for right now currently. So let me keep going down the list. So that's it for OddCAD right there. I gave you guys the two zones from that point. Odd CHF right here. Is it still active? No, it's not active. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, delete everything off the chart, turn on the zones right here, zoom out from this point, and draw my zones. So there we go with that one. There we go with that one. That one right there. This one right here. So these lower zones right here are not that important because price is way up here. And we probably don't anticipate price to come way down here within this week. So we're just going to draw these zones for reference, but we're not really going to pay too much attention to these zones down here. When we don't have an upper zone right here, we go up to the higher time frame, 8 hour. Nothing there. We go to the daily. Nothing there. We go to the weekly. And there we go. We have a zone right where price currently is. All right, so I'm just going to draw that right there. Turn off the indicator. And yeah, there we go. So we have price currently within a zone right now. I'll give you this lower zone right here, which is going to be 0.68399. And this upper zone over here is going to be 0.68882. Again, that's 0.68882. For odd CHF, this is kind of a choppy pair. I don't like trading CHF pairs in general. But you know what could happen here is price can either break this structure and continue down further, like I mentioned, or price can reject off this point and swing right back up. So that's why I gave you this structure up here and this structure down here. So if the price breaks this structure and we have a sell signal right there, you can take the sell position, right? You can enter a sell position right here. Vice versa, if we get a buy signal and price breaks above this structure, then you can take a buy right there. So just keep that in mind. That's it for odd CHF. I'm going to move on to the next pair, which is odd JPY. So looking at odd JPY right here, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing I did earlier, delete everything off the chart, zoom out from this point, turn on the K2SR indicator, and draw my zones. So we've got this lower zone right here. We've got this zone right there. And same thing that I mentioned with odd CHF, guys, we're not really going to be too worried about these lower zones because price is so high above that we don't anticipate it to come down anytime soon. At least not this far. So we got these zones set up. Now we need that upper zone. Nothing on the daily. It looks like the AUD is pretty high right now. It's very, very high. Looks like it might be time for it to come down possibly. If not, swing back up after this retracement. All right, so looking at that, go back to the 4 hour. And yeah, just looking at price right here, we do have a sell signal. So price broke structure right here. We had a sell signal. This is probably going to drop from this point. Short position from here all the way down here. There we go. So price is currently within these two zones right here. This upper zone is going to be 80.7. Sorry, again, that's 80.730. And then this lower structure right here is going to be 78.610. I'm just going to round that up. So 78.610 down here and 80.710 up here. That way you guys can identify if price breaks structure this way, you can take a buy. Vice versa, price is already below here. So if price breaks this lower structure that I just gave you down here and closes, then you can take another short position down there as well. So just keep that in mind. That's it for odd JPY. Let's move on to the next one. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and I can analyze anything more in specific. Like right now, I'm just zooming through these pairs because I want to give you guys the zones. But if you guys want me to take time and analyze something more specifically, then just put it in the chat and I can take some time on that specific pair. But we're currently going down this list right here, and this is the order that we're going to be moving from. So next pair is odd NZD right here. Let me zoom out from this point. Turn off the momentum indicator, turn on the K2SRs, delete that, and draw our zones right here. So we got that lower zone. Got this zone right there. This one right there. This one right here. And you guys can see how easy it is to draw these zones if you guys have the K2 indicators, right? It takes out all the guesswork. You literally get spot on zones that you can pretty much draw your own zones over. I mean, the main reason why I draw my own zones because it's so messy without it. Like for example here, right here we have the zones, right? If I hide this, it's pretty messy, right? But if I take this off, super clean. So looking at odd NZD right here, we need the upper zone just in case price breaks above. Looks like there's a zone right where price currently is. Right there, and then again up here. All right, go back to the 4 hour, hide that. All right, so price is currently within this zone right here. I'll give you this upper zone right here, which is 1.07242. Again, that's 1.07242. And this lower zone right here is going to be 1.07031. Again, that's 1.07012. Oh, fuck. My bad, guys. Sorry, scratch that again, guys. I'm going to reread the AN ones right here. I was looking at the wrong thing. So this upper zone right here is going to be 1.07239. And this lower zone right here is going to be 1.7031. So if price closes below this structure, you can probably take a short position at that point. But I probably wouldn't take it myself because it's too close to this structure right here. I can easily reject off it. Even down here, reject off this point. So I personally wouldn't take that sell because it's just too close to the next zone. However, if price swings up from this point and closes above this structure with a buy signal, then you can take a long position from there. But, you know, like I mentioned, guys, AUD is going to be really unpredictable this week until there's some sort of confirmation. So I wouldn't just enter a trade just because. I would look at the other correlating assets as well. So I look at all the AUD pairs. I'd look at if you're trading AUD NZD, I'd look at the NZD pairs as well to see, you know, what direction they're moving. And then on top of that, I'd probably look at the IG sentiment as well to determine where everyone else is trading, because you don't want to trade where everyone else is trading. So that's it for AUD NZD. Let me get my seat down real quick. Start standing. Flynn said DXY is going up. Won't that make GU trade challenging? Not necessarily. So if DXY, which is the dollar index, is going up, Flynn, that means that the US dollar is getting stronger, right? So if the US dollar is getting stronger, that's going to make this go down because USD is going to be going this direction, right? So if DXY is going up, odds are GU is going to come down. If I think it's BXY, the pound index, if that's going down, then that would go directly with a GU right here, because then this would go up. I mean, this would continue going down because, you know, obviously if that's what happens, then that's what's going to keep it from moving. Let me see. I had a message from Josh. Josh said, like, one pop away from full TP, bro. So looking at, fuck me, don't tell me I got kicked out of this trade, guys, because I did move my stop loss kind of tight. Oh, I'm still in the trade. Whoo, check me out. I'm in profit $700, guys, for the US 30 that I showed you guys this earlier, right? So I told you guys I entered this trade way over here. You know, thank you, Josh, for giving me that heads up. So I don't know, Josh, if you're in here, but but you did give me that heads up with US 30. Josh has been testing a strategy on his own. So I don't know if you care if I share our messages here, Josh, but yeah, so Josh said that he did this strategy where he took the first sell signal on market open. So like market open right here on Sunday, right? He took every sell signal, or not every sell signal, but the first signal that appeared on every open, like every Sunday, and he had 13 wins and 3 losses. So he kind of got me into this little hype where he told me, yo, bro, I'm going to take this trade. I did back test. You know, I have a crazy win streak. I was like, all right, well, whatever, I'll enter it with you. So we entered this trade, took it, and look where we are now. We're in profit about 1,500 pips. So yeah, I'm not sure if, yeah, so Josh over here was like, yeah, I back tested since September 20th, first valid momentum signal, not using the new strategy on 10-minute, 13 wins, 3 losses. So he took all these trades right here. He marked up this chart using the same strategy we just discussed. He's in profit hella, and he's about to hit full TP right there as well. So nice work, Josh. I don't know if you're in this live, but, you know, thanks for giving me the heads up on US 30, because if not, I wouldn't have been in profit right now. So I'm pretty deep in profit. I'm $720 right now for 2 accounts. So 720 times 2, I'm in profit like 1,000 something, kick off the trading week. So I think I'm at 780 now, 780 times 2. I'm in profit about $1,500 to kick off the trading week. So thanks for that, Josh. You know, even though I'm here, I'm the teacher, the students, you know, K2 members still help me out as well. You know, it goes both ways. I help you guys out. You guys help me out. We all make money. We're all happy. It's all that matters. But yeah, Flynn, going back to your question right there, basically, if the DXY is going up, that means the US dollar is strong. So if that happens, that means that it's going to help this GU sell position, because if it's stronger, that's going to just continue pushing this down even further. So yeah, I know I get it confused with that too, but it just comes with practice. You know, the more and more you look at it, the more and more you understand how it moves, the easier it'll be to analyze, like off the top of your head. So that's it with that. I'm gonna go down the list even further. So I'm back at AU right here. Looking at AU right here, like I mentioned, guys, a lot of us got out of profit right over here at TP2. So if you guys follow this trade from last week, I got out of AUD USD at TP2 right here when we hit TP2 right there for 40 pips. So, I did warn everybody to make sure that you close your trades in profit last week because of NFP. So this is the reason why. Hopefully you guys all close out of that trade and you guys aren't in the trade anymore. But if you guys are still in the trade, then unfortunately it's going to reverse at this point. It already started reversing from this point, from the start of the new week. So hopefully all you guys are out of this trade. If I ever advised you guys to close trades on point, like if you guys look at all the signals that I send out, I always remind you to use the exit strategy, right? If you look at any signal that's sent out, the grammar right there, Devin, if you guys remember that from last week, we hit so many TPs last week, super hype. But if you look at all the signals I send out, I always recommend that you guys use the exit strategy, especially last week because it was NFP. Hopefully you guys follow those directions and you guys close down profit. Because if you guys didn't, you guys might be still in this trade in some heavy drawdown. But if you guys did follow directions, you would have gotten out with about 2% profit growth or 40 pips profit, depending on how you want to measure that. But looking at AUD USD right here, I'm going to look at the zones, see if anything's changed since last week. If not much has changed, then there'd be no reason for me to redraw everything. And I just don't want to mess up these charts here because I already have these cleaned up from the last entry that we took. So looking right here, you can see that the zones are pretty much the same from last week. The only difference are these upper zones over here. So I'm going to change those, but I'm going to leave these lower ones the same. So I'm going to delete this right here. I'm going to go ahead and draw this zone again right here. Redraw this zone right here as well. And that's it. All right. So looking at price right here, this upper zone is going to be 0.77441. And this lower zone right here is going to be 0.76427. And that's it for AU right there. And we're going to move on to the next one. So CAD CHF over here, zoom out from this point, delete these zones, turn on the K2SR indicator, and I'm going to go ahead and draw these zones for you guys real quick. So for CAD CHF. And you guys can see that this works for every single pair. It doesn't have to be just, one specific pair. It works all around for every pair pretty much. And it's not just Forex. It works for indices, futures, commodities like gold, Bitcoin, stocks, anything really. So there we go right there. At that point, and we got this upper one over here as well. So let me go ahead and take this off right here. And looking at current price, so CAD CHF is currently within these two zones right here. This upper zone is going to be 0.69741, and this lower zone right here is going to be 0.69543. Again, that's 0.69543, and this upper zone right here is going to be 0.6741. The reason why I give you that, because if price breaks above this structure, you can take a buy. If price breaks below this structure, you can take a sell. So that's it for CAD CHF. Let's continue moving on a little further. CAD JPY right here. Delete these off the chart. Turn on the K2SRs. Zoom out from this point. Thanks for that, Skillstraight. So Skillstraight said, think of currency pairs as a seesaw, Flynn. If you're looking at a seesaw as a spectator, that's exactly how I look at it too, guys. So basically, if you're looking at pairs here, if price is going up, you want to look at it from a seesaw. So if you put a trend line in between here, price is going up, right? This is going to indicate that the first currency is heavier than the second currency, meaning it's stronger, it's worth more, right? Vice versa, if price is coming down and you put the seesaw this way, you can see that the JPY is stronger than the Canadian dollar. So just keep that in mind, guys. I know it's a little confusing if you guys aren't familiar with identifying, what's stronger and what's not. And that definitely helps a lot if you look at it from that perspective. So let me keep going down here. Hey, Billy, how's it going, bro? How's your weekend? Let me keep going down in here, draw this stuff up over here. continue down even further. We good right there. There. Sometimes I like to just connect these zones if they're too close to each other, because there's like no point in you really trading if there's not enough space in between. So I'm going to connect these two right here. See these right here as well. Yeah, no point. I'm going to delete this. Connect this up here. So this is why you guys see me connect zones sometimes, because sometimes there's just no point in trading within those zones if the zones are too close to each other, because it's just more and more points of rejection from that point. So looking at CAD/JPY right here, price is currently within the zone. This upper zone right here is going to be 81.792. Sorry, let me say that again. It's 81.729. Sorry, I read that backwards. And then again, down here is going to be 81.471. Basically, so if price closes below the structure, you can take a sell. If price swings up from this point, if it comes down, test the structure, swings back up, then you can possibly take a long position from that point, right? Two different scenarios right there. But you just have to wait for that extra confirmation. So that's it for CAD/JPY. Let me see if there's anything else here before I move forward. Nice, Billy. Billy said, good, man. Ready for the week. How was yours? Mine was good, Billy. I took some time off the charts. Usually I'm doing some back testing on the weekends, but this weekend I just chilled out. We had a great week. I made a lot of profit, got my FTMO payout. I'm happy. So, I thought it was about time for me to just kick it for a bit and, pretty much just refresh for the new trading week. So I'm ready to hit the charts again. So I'm back here. But I'm ready for another great week. Last week was great. Ready to do it again this week. So that's it for CAD/JPY. Next to CHF/JPY, delete everything off there. Turn on the K2SRs. And CHF/JPY is a messy pair, it looks like. All these zones are so close to each other. It's going to make it like impossible for us to find some good entries off this point. See how far is this from there? I can probably just connect these. Yeah. Connect these right there. Connect these right there. Yeah, so that's about it for that. Let me go ahead and zoom out from that point. So right here, price is currently ranging within these two zones right here. So instead of giving you like this little area right here, I'm just going to give you this upper zone, which is 117.617, and this lower zone down here, which is 117.012. Reason for that is because price is just ranging within these two areas right here. Once price breaks above here, you can take a buy from there. Vice versa. If price ends up closing below here, you can take a sell. So those are the two zones for CHF/JPY right there. Like I mentioned before, guys, I'm just going to be giving you guys these zones. I'm not really going to take too much time in detail to analyze these because there's not much volatility in the market just yet. The market hasn't fully opened. So tomorrow during US session, it'll be a lot better for us to take that trade, or to look for trades in general, right? Because you don't want to get caught in some consolidation. And then at this point, if you take a buy position, it ends up, spiking down. Vice versa, if you take a sell position, it ends up spiking up. So just wait for that confirmation, guys. Don't be in a rush to trade just because the week started. There's a lot of time to make money right now, guys. There's literally no rush at this point. Yeah, definitely, skill trade. I agree with you too. Visualizations help me a lot, and that's why I created these K2 indicators to help you guys visualize what I see, because I can see these without the indicators, right? Because I created these indicators. But in order for me to show you guys what I'm looking at, I created these indicators right here, to give you that inside view of like basically what I'm looking for. So that's it for CHF/JPY. Let me check the chat real quick, see if there's anything else before I move forward. Billy said, awesome. I'm still in EJ. Saw that rejection point, and because my lot size was small, it wasn't too much risk to lower it. And holding it just above the stop I put. Yeah, I'm still in it too, Billy, actually. It's funny that you mentioned it. I'm still in EJ. Like technically it hit stop loss, but I mentioned earlier that I moved my stop loss like about 10 pips down to, 126.719 because the spread was wide. So I wanted to make sure I didn't kick out because of the spread. And the market's just moving weird right now. I'm in some drawdown. I'm like in drawdown of $240, but it's not that bad because I'm in profit like 700, or I'm in profit like 1500 on US 30 right now. So I'm cool. I mean, it's, I'm arbitraging my losses for my wins. So it's not a big deal. But yeah, I'm gonna hang on to it because I think it's gonna swing back up eventually. He might not swing back up right now, but with time, of course. But all right, so I looked at CHF I'm gonna move on to the next one right now, Euro odd. Yeah, Billy said he saw a rejection to the left. Exactly, Billy. Hopefully we get lucky, right? Hopefully it swings back up because obviously I'd rather have some profit than a loss. So we'll see how that plays out. But let me continue on with these charts real quick. So we got Euro odd right here. I'm gonna get back to EJ in a little bit too, so I can analyze that even further. So looking at Euro odd right here, draw these upper zones right there. Another one right there. Another one right there. Another one right there. We got these lower ones right here. And then in order for us to get these lower zones even further on the higher time frame, 8 hour, daily, weekly. And there we go. We got that lower zone right there. We got another one. Down here. All right, cool. So looking at Euro odd right here, price is currently within these two zones. Looks like price rejected right off the zone. This upper zone right here is going to be 1.60426, and this lower zone right here is going to be 1.56776. So looking at this right here, this actually gives us some confidence in the euro right now because Euro odd is pushing up. So that might help us push our Euro JPY up as well. So looking at Euro odd right here, it's pushing up at this point. Let me see if we had a buy signal. We have a buy signal right here. I don't know if this is going to be strong enough to push up that high, but like two scenarios here is price can either push up slightly and then come back down, or it can just push up to this structure up here, test that, and then come down from here, or it can break above and continue further, right? There's a lot of scenarios here that can play out, guys. But that's why we want to wait for price to break the structure before we enter anything, because we don't want to get caught in any fake outs. So that's it for Euro odd right there. Move on to the next one, Euro CAD. Yeah, so Billy said I also just added another lot size with the same stop. Nice, Billy. You're taking some risky trades, but hopefully it hits, who knows? It might swing right back up. You can double up on that profit. So hopefully it swings up because we're both in that same boat. We both want it to swing up. And I mean, that's all I'll be waiting for the rest of the night for the most part, unless I see any other entries available. Billy said so it would add maybe an additional, would add maybe 40 additional loss, but have so much to gain. I agree, Billy, 100%. All right, so looking at Euro CAD right here, zoom out from this point, turn on the K2SRs, and draw these from there. So we got this one down here. We got this one right here, this one over here, small one right here. These are my favorite zones, guys. When their zones are pretty spread out and clean, so easy to look at. Hide that off the chart, zoom out from this point. Nice, perfect zones. You guys can see every time price moves, you guys can identify every single movement: bullish move, retracement, some consolidation, another bullish move, consolidation, bullish move, retracement, consolidation, and so on. So looking at price right here, it looks like it's in a downtrend, right? It's a downtrend, swung up at this point. Price is currently within these two zones. So this upper zone right here is going to be 1.55462, and this lower zone right here is going to be 1.54802. That's important because if price closes above here, you can take a long position. Vice versa, if price closes below here, you can take a short position. So just keep that in mind, guys. Be careful and be patient until market fully opens to full swing. So that's it for Euro CAD. Looking at Euro CHF right here. Actually, let me see what I drew here. It looks like it played out exactly how I mentioned. So we said that price was going to break structure. It was going to test, this point right here. It broke it, continued even further to this point before coming down. So looking at Euro CHF right here, I'm going to go ahead and draw the zones, zoom out from this point, draw the K²SRs, draw this right here, draw that right there, zone right here. There we go. We're good to go. Euro CHF, turn that off. Price is currently within these two zones right here. Looks like it's ranging between this zone and this zone right here. We could probably even delete this middle zone because it looks kind of irrelevant for the most part. Well, I mean, we'll leave it there for now. But just looking at this right here, I'll give you this zone right here, which is 1.08131. So if price closes below this structure, you can take a sell position. Vice versa, this upper zone right here is going to be it's 1.08720. So if price ends up rejecting off this point, closes above here, you can take a long position right there. So keep that in mind. That's it for USCHF. Like I mentioned, guys, I'm going to be really quick with these analyses because I'm not really analyzing them really in detail because there's not enough volatility in the market right now. I'm just giving you guys the zones so you guys can see what to look out for this week. So, price can easily swing up here during the week. You can take that buy. Price can also swing down here by this week, and you can take that sell. But once we go for our live daily sessions, during the week normally, Monday through Friday, then I can go more into detail once we actually see price breaking these structures. So that's it for USCHF right there. Skills Trade said, I like it best when the zones are spaced apart too. Breathing room for price to ping pong and profit on swings in both directions. I agree 100% with that. Those Skills Trade, that's my favorite. So like when prices spread out like this, you can see whenever price breaks structure, broke structure right here for a TP at this next structure right there. And then price broke structure coming down right here, another short position right here to full TP. And then price break structure again right here. You can literally just go back and forth, trade it from structure to structure, lock in TP both ways, easy money. Again, right there, full TP, easy as that. So that's it for Euro CHF. Let's move on to EG over here. This was a nice buy entry right here. Unfortunately, I didn't take it, but I did go over this with a couple of the K2 members. Obviously right here, we had a rejection, buy signal, breaking structure, nice full TP right here, 40 pips for EG, which is a pretty nice profit, guys. That's it for that one. I'm going to go ahead and redraw these zones just to give you guys, the new zones for this week, if there are any new zones. And I'll go ahead and draw that up there. Down there, the zones look pretty much the same from last week. Not too much has changed. Good right here. All right, we're good with that. So price is currently within these two zones right here. This lower zone is going to be 0.89834, and this upper zone right here is going to be 0.90937. So if price closes below this structure, then you can take a sell. If price closes above this structure, actually this is, we have a buy entry already available here, I think. Turn the momentum indicator. So not yet. Okay, guys. So look, check this out for EG right here. Tracy, I don't know if you're on this live right now. I know we were talking about this weekend, but if you are on the live, you have a buy setup forming right here. We have a rejection off this point, buy signal right there, broke structure, closed above it. If this ends up closing, there we go. Buy entry for a nice 50 pip profit, which is worth a lot for the specific pair because it's a euro pair. So looks good right there. That's pretty much what I see happening here for EG. Once it hits 10, I'll start calling some new trades. But until then, I'm just gonna go through these charts. So looking at EG right here, nice. It swung right back up. Me and Billy are still in this trade right now. Let me just see if the zones have changed, because I did redraw these zones from this afternoon when we re-entered this trade. So looking at this right here, the zones are still fine. I'm gonna turn this off right here. This lower zone over here is going to be 126.490. Again, that's 126.490. And this upper zone right here is going to be 127.240. I'm just going to round that down, 127.240. So price closes above this structure, you can take another buy, which I hope happens because we have a buy running right now already. And then if price closes below here, you can take a sell, which we don't want to happen because we're in this trade still. So that's it for EJ right there. I'm gonna move on to the next one. I'm gonna try to zoom through these faster, guys, because I keep getting messages from people. They were like, can you please just give me this, these zones? So I'm gonna keep zooming through this real quick. If you guys have any questions, just put them in the chat, and then we can take a look once I'm done going down this list. I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 pairs to go to. So I'm going to zoom through these a little quicker, guys. Sorry if I keep going off track. Obviously, I'm just here to hang out with you guys on this Sunday. So I'm going to go through, and then I'm going to keep drawing these zones. And at the end, I'll go through the chat and then answer your guys' questions. So let me just zoom through like a couple of these real quick before we continue further, so that I can help you guys out, the people that are just here for these zones, which is completely fine, guys. That's the main goal for today anyways. It's my bad for going off track. So I'm going to try to get through these really quickly for you guys so that you guys can start trading and you guys can start analyzing your own pairs with my zones here. So let me get this for you guys really quick. Ian right there. All right, nice. For EN right here, we got these zones. I'm going to get the lower zone. It's none on the 4 hour. 8 hour, daily, weekly. There we go. So the next zone is like way down here. So looking at EN right here, I'm going to turn off the K2SRs. This upper zone right here is going to be 1.69831. And this lower zone way down here is going to be at 1.65625. So you guys got a long way to go. I think this is going to continue down further. Let's see. Yeah, so price might come up, test the structure, and then come back down. Who knows? Or it might come up here, break structure, and continue up further. So who knows? You can go in either direction right now, but it's pretty far from the next zone. It's way down here. It's still got a ways to go if it ends up dropping further. Vice versa, it still has ways to go up here as well if it ends up swinging up. So let's keep that in mind, guys. That's it for Euro NZD right here. I'm gonna keep zooming through these pairs. For a lot of the people here that just want the zones. Let me just check the chat real quick. So Skillstrate said I got stopped out of that trade. I was hoping it would swing back up by the time I woke up. EJ, I mean, yeah, exactly, Skillstrate. So for me, I just got lucky because I knew the spread was wide. So that's why I put my stop loss below the below the actual stop loss, because the spread was like 15 or 20 pips, like when it first opened. So that's why my stop loss was way down here. Thankfully, I didn't move it yet, so I'm still technically in the trade, although it did technically hit stop loss. So I did call the loss there for EJ just for our signals. But for me on my personal account, I still have it open right now. So that's it for EJ. That's it for EN. Move on to EU right here. Zoom out from this point, delete everything off the chart. And I'm just going to draw these up really quick. Next one up here. Here, I'm going to connect these two. There we go. There we go. We're good to go. All right, I'm gonna hide this off the chart. Price is currently within this zone right here. So this upper zone is going to be 1.21781, and this lower zone right here is going to be 1.21664. So price closes below here. You can take a sell. If price swings back up above here, you could possibly take a buy. I mean, it just really depends on where it ends up going, right? So looking at that right there, you guys have that zone. Looking at the momentum indicator right here, we have a sell momentum. So we would want price to close below here. Price close below the structure. Take a short position from there. Ride this to full TP. And there you go. So that's it for EU. Let's move on to the next pair. I'm just going to try to go through even quicker, guys, because I know a lot of you guys just want these zones. And, you know, it's my fault for lagging it today. I just feel like I haven't seen you guys in a while. It's only been a couple days. But I mean, this weekend flew by. So let me go ahead and draw this right here. That right there. That right there. That right there. This over there. And then we got this lower zone right here. I'll probably just, let me see how far is this. If it's too far, I might just separate them. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of far. I'm going to separate these two right here so that you guys can trade in between these zones. GA is a very fast moving pair, so it might be better to just, I'll leave that alone. All right, so looking at this right here, I'm going to hide this. Zoom out from this point. All right, cool. So price is currently within these two zones right here. This upper zone over here is going to be 1.76565. And I'm just going to skip this zone right here because there's not enough space. And I'll just wait for price to close below this structure down here. You know, actually, I'm just going to go ahead and extend this down like that. Might as well just make one big zone. So like I mentioned earlier, this upper zone is going to be 1.76576, and this lower structure right here is going to be 1.74157. So if price closes back below here, you can take a short position. However, if price swings up even higher, you can take a long position. I'm going to look at the momentum indicator. We have a bullish momentum right here. So I already anticipate this to swing up from here and hit this structure right there for about 100 pips, right? That's basically what I see happening right here. I anticipate this to swing up and test that structure before either continuing up higher or rejecting off this point right here. So let's keep that in mind right there. That's it for GA, guys. Move on to the next one, GC. Looking at GC here, I think I already analyzed this, right? So I'm not going to redraw the zones. Let me just see if the zones are still lined up perfectly. Yeah, lines are the lines are marked up pretty perfectly right there. So I'm not going to waste my time and redraw the zones because you guys already know where they're supposed to be. Price is currently within these two zones right here. This upper zone is going to be 1.72243, and this lower zone right here is going to be 1.72042. So we're waiting for price to close below the structure so that we can take this sell right here. If you guys want to put a sell stop right there, you're more than welcome. So that once price swings down from this point, it'll automatically fill and then shoot down a full TP here if possible. So that's it for GCAD right there. Moving on to the next one, GBP-CHF. I'm going to zoom out from this point, delete everything off the chart, turn on the K2SRs, and draw my zones from here. Lower zone down there. This zone down here, this zone right here, this zone right here, this one right here, and lastly, this zone up here. I'm gonna hide the indicator. Price is currently within these two zones. This upper zone is going to be 1.20542, and this lower zone right here. I'll just skip these two right here, actually, guys, because they're too close. Yeah, so this upper zone right here is going to be 1.20536, and this lower zone right here is going to be 1.19220. Again, this upper zone right here is going to be 1.20536, and this lower zone right here is going to be 1.9208 or 00. It depends on where you want to move it. The importance of these zones is if price closes above here, you can take a buy. If price closes below here, you can take a sell. So that's it for GC. On to the next one, GJ. Zoom out from this point, delete everything, turn on the K2SR. There we go. All right, looking at this right here, that zone right there, this zone there, this zone there, this zone right there, this zone there, and this zone right over here. Now I might just connect these two. Let's see how far is it. This point to this point. Yeah, well, let's connect it. There we go. All right, cool. So price is currently in between these two zones right here. This upper zone is going to be 141.214, and this lower zone right here is going to be 140.189. Same situation here. Price is currently within these two zones. If price closes below here, you can take a sell. If price closes above here, you can take a buy. You can see the last time price closed below this zone. Nice sell entry right there, right? So you'd probably ride this to the next zone right there. So price broke zone right here. Stop. Your TP would be right there for about 50 pips. Full TP, right? Full TP right there. Again, same situation. Price broke structure right here. Rode it to the next zone down here. Same setup again right there, about 40 pips. So same situation. If price closes below the zone, take another sell position right there to the next zone. And same situation again, full TP if it ends up doing that. So that's it for that right there. On to the next one. Let's see, GN over here. I think I analyzed this already for you guys, right? So let me just see if the zones are the same as last week. If they are, there's no point in me redrawing. Yeah, for the most part, let me just go ahead and redraw them anyways. So delete that off the chart. Zoom out from that point. There we go on that one. There we go on that one. All right. This one's freaking messy, but it's okay because price is so far from where price currently is. I mean, the zone is so far, so it's not really important, but I'm still going to go ahead and, you know, mark them up so that we can see exactly where these rejection points are. Man, you don't have to draw this. I'll just draw one big zone. Or actually, okay, so that zone is just way too big. So I'm actually going to draw two zones right here. Normally I'd leave it there, but it's just way too messy. So it's going to be too hard for us to really identify, you know, points of rejection if we have so many zones combined. So looking at GN right here, price is currently within these two zones right here. So I'll give you this upper zone because I want price to close above here before you take a buy. Vice versa, I want price to close below here before you take a sell. So this lower zone right here is going to be 1.85240. And this upper zone right here is going to be 1.89407. Again, that's 1.89407. And this lower zone right here is going to be 1.85238. So keep that in mind, guys. You know, GN moves really fast, so this can easily close above here. And then you can take this for a buy position, vice versa for 150 pips, vice versa. Price can close below here. And then you can take that for a sell position right there as well for another 150 pips. So keep that in mind, guys. That's it for GN. Let me move on to the next one, GU. So looking at GU, I think I analyzed this already for you guys, right? I just want to make sure that the zones are proper right now. So I don't have to go ahead and redraw them. Because obviously, you know, redrawing them just takes a lot of time. I mean, not really, but for the most part, yeah. So the zones are the same. I just drew these earlier today, if you guys were following from earlier this session. And price is currently within these two zones right here. So this upper zone right here is going to be 1.35025. And this lower zone right here is 1.34300. Like I mentioned before, we have a sell bias right here because we have a rejection. If I turn the momentum indicator, we have a a sell momentum signal right here as well. So we want price to close below this structure so that we can take a short position off this point. So I gave you guys this the zone right here, which is 1.34300. Once price closes below that zone, we can anticipate a nice drop. You know, similar to what happened here. I can show you the same times it happened before. So price right here rejected, sell signal, close below structure, full TP for 168 pips, right? Same situation, rejection, sell signal, and it came down right there. Again, right here, price came up, rejection, sell signal, broke below structure, took a short position, another win for 170 pips right there, right? So same situation right here. If price closes below the structure, we have the rejection, sell signal. All we need is to close below structure. If that closes, we'll have another win for about 113 pips. So that's it for G right there. Move on to the next one, GCAD. Like I mentioned, guys, I'm just zooming through these. If you guys have questions, put them in the chat. And once I'm done, I can answer those questions. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete everything off the chart. Turn on the K2SR indicator right here. Draw my zones. There we go. There. That right there. There we go, we're good. So price is currently within these two zones right here. This is pretty messy because I wouldn't even take the trade if it was within here. It's not enough space. It's only like 10 pips. Again, down here, it's only 10 pips, not really worth it. So I'd want price to close below this zone right here, or even down here actually, before I take a sell. Vice versa, I want price to close above here before I take a buy. So I probably wouldn't recommend trading this anytime soon, or actually I could give you the zone right here because you can take a small move from this point. So I'm going to give you this upper zone right here, which is 0.92243. That's going to be if price swings up, vice versa. Price swings down here, which I know looks pretty far, but once price does reach that point, you could have a huge sell right here, right? You can take the sell, hit some full TPs right there. Same situation if price comes down again. I mean, you guys can always write it down, but for me, I like to be 100% sure about the trade before I take it. So this lower zone right here is going to be 0.90509. So those are the two zones right there. Go ahead and keep that in mind. But, looking at NCD CAD doesn't look like we're going to have any entries for this week because there's just too many zones here. We don't want to take a sell and it rejects off this point, vice versa, rejects off this point, or this point. It's just not going to be good. And there's too much uncertainty for us to want to take a trade with a specific asset. There's a whole bunch of other better trades to take, in its place. So let's move on to the next one, NZD-CHF. Looking at this right here, it hit full TP yesterday last week for 35 pips. Let's see if there's any new zones. Let me just delete this off here. So let me go ahead and redraw these zones down here. We got this one right here. We got that one right there. Got this one right there. This one right here. This one right here. There. And then let's go on the higher time frames to get like a higher zone above. It's way up here. All right, so we got a lot of space actually. So looking at this over here, we got quite a bit of space to trade within. So price is currently within this zone. This upper zone right here is going to be 0.63989. Sorry guys, I'm looking at these numbers wrong. It's 0.63898. Again, that's 0.63898. And this lower zone right here is going to be 0.63808. Again, that's 0.63808. So if price closes below here, you can take a short position, right? Vice versa, if price closes above here, then you can take a long position. depending on the direction of momentum, right? So looking at the momentum indicator right now, we have a sell bias. So if price closes below here, you can take a sell. Vice versa, if price swings above, closes above here and gives a buy signal, similar to what happened right here. You can see price, we had a buy signal, price retraced down, swung up, closed above here, took a long position from there, full TP, right? So you can trade in both directions, guys. Just trade in the direction of momentum and make sure that price breaks structure. So that's it for NZDCHF right here. Trell's asking, how do I add the news indicator onto my trading view? So Trell, if you want to see those, I know you mentioned the news indicator, which was, these down here, right? Talking about this. In order to add that on your chart, just click on this little settings button right here. Go to settings and then go to events and then click on show economic events on the calendar. So you see that right there, it went missing. I turned that back on and it's right there on the bottom. So that's how you'll get news on your chart. So let's move on to the next one over here. NZDJPY, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more pairs left. Guys, so I'm gonna, bear with me. I'm gonna try to zoom through these even faster. I know a lot of you guys just want these zones so that you guys can take your own trades. But yeah, just bear with me, guys. I'm going to try to get these out as soon as possible. So this was our NZDJPY from last week. We hit 60 pips profit right there. If you guys were following the trade just last week, that's the NZDJPY. I called this trade on Tuesday. I called that buy right there. It was followed by TP1 right here, TP2 right there, the grandma over dabbing. And then we got a full TP right there for 60 pips. So if you guys took that trade last night, it's a beautiful, last week was a beautiful trade, perfect straight to TP, no drawdown at all. Perfect. So let me go ahead and redraw these zones on the chart for you guys. And that was doing the same thing, right? So price broke the structure, right? It's the same strategy I've been telling you guys. Price broke the structure. Like, this is why I'm giving you guys these structures, because if you guys know where price needs to break and close, if it broke and closed past there, you take that long position, boom, full TP. Same situation right here. When I call that trade, I called NZDJPY buy. It broke the structure, just like I've been telling you guys. If you guys aren't following these structures right here, you guys are missing out on some easy money. Price broke the structure right there. I called that buy position last week. Did the same exact thing. Broke structure, took that buy, full TP. So, if you guys want to be consistently profitable at trading, you guys have to make sure you're focused on these important things. Like, a lot of people don't realize how important these structures are, but these structures are literally everything, guys. If you guys have these structures and then you time with the momentum indicator right here, you're pretty much golden, right? See right here, price broke structure, you had a buy signal, price broke structure, buy signal. What was that right there? Full TP, 81 pips, full TP. Price broke structure, buy signal right there, full TP, 81 pips right there. Price broke structure, buy signal right there. How many examples we got to show you guys for you guys to realize that these structures and these momentum signals are very, very important. Price broke structure right here, buy signal, full TP. Buy signal, broke structure, full TP. Price broke structure, buy signal, full TP. Look at that. If this was all you guys are trading and you guys took every trade right here where price broke structure with a buy signal or even a sell signal, full TP, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 back-to-back wins for NZDJPY, 80 pips each times 60, 480 bucks, taking a standard lot times 10. You'll lock in 4,800 bucks just trading NZDJPY. And I don't even see a lot of people trading this pair either. This is actually a good pair to trade. I see a lot of people that like to trade GJ, UJ, like those specific pairs for the JPYs. NZDJPY is just as good, guys. So if you guys know how to read these charts, you guys have my tools, which are available to you guys if you guys want them. Easy money right there. You guys can make money just trading one pair if you really wanted to. So let me see, NZDJPY, I was looking at the zones. I think we needed the upper zone, right? So let me go on the higher time frame real quick, see if I could find it. Let's see. All right. Upper zone is right here. So looking at that right here, 4 hours, turn off the momentum indicator, or sorry, not the momentum indicator, the SR indicator. So looking at this right here, guys, price broke structure already. What might happen here is price might come down, test this structure, swing back up, and then, you know, reach the next structure up here. So price is currently within these two zones right here. And this upper zone right here is going to be 76.80. I'm just going to round that down. And this lower structure right here is going to be 74.54. 74.544. So right here, basically, price broke structure right here. We have the momentum signal. If things play out how it's supposed to play, it looks like it's going to establish a low at this point. So this is basically what I see happening right here, right? Price broke structure. It's coming back down for a retest, and then it's going to swing back up to finish its move to the next structure, right? It's probably going to be bullish. Who knows like how long this will take for it to reach that point. But I think overall it will reach this point because like I mentioned here, if you look at these other examples here, whenever price breaks structure, it goes and pushes to the next structure, right? Broke structure, next structure, rejection comes down, rejection comes up, and it just bounces from structure to structure. So price broke structure right here. It's probably going to come back down, test the structure, and then swing back up, right? So that's possibly what's going to happen right here. And I think that's it for NZD-JPY. So on to the next one. What's next? NZD-USD. All right. Delete this off the chart. Let me see if there's any messages in the chat before I continue further. Skills Trade said, wow, thanks for breaking that down, Shawn. Good perspective on paying attention to a single pair. So yeah, Skills Trade, for me specifically, if I'm trading something specific for the week, for like last week, we focused on like a lot of AUD pairs, then we just buy all of them, right? Whenever there's an entry for any of them, we just buy all of them or sell all of them. And then we can make a ton of money off those specific trades. So same situation with the JPY pairs, right? If you're trading the JPY pairs, I like to look at every single JPY pair and see which direction they're moving. If they're all moving in the same direction, then odds are you can enter all of the breaks in structure for those specific pairs, and you can make a killing off those specific entries, right? So let me just look at the results real quick. And there's some weeks where we specifically trade like one pair more than the other. And it works like some miracles, guys, like crazy. Maybe not this one, but like I think we had a couple. Yeah, like right here, like for the last week of or week 4 of December, I think we had a week 5, right? Let me see if I can check that real quick. Yeah, so looking at these right here, like this, for example, we were all trading like all the JPY pairs and USD pairs, full TPs, like back to back to back, right? So if you find like a specific like group of pairs that are all moving in the same direction, you can make a lot of money just trading those specific ones. Like if all the AUD pairs are all going down, see how all these are coming down, right? AUD USD, AUD CAD, whatever, whatever. When they break structure, you can take a sell on that. Break structure right here, take a sell on that. Break structure here, take a sell on that. That's like 3 full TPs right there on all of these 3 AUD pairs. You know, vice versa, if you're trading the GBP pairs over here, if this is heading up right here, so GA is going, or actually, no, it's not really going up, it's going down. These are all bearish, right? So this is bearish, 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 right? Let's go straight. So if you're looking at all these GBP pairs, when this breaks structure right here, you take this sell for full TP, GN, it swings back down here, you take that sell for full TP, GJ, take this sell for full TP, full TP, full TP, full TP. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, like 6 pairs right there. You all take these for the same direction. If they break structure, you can make a killing off all the GBP pairs, because generally each week you can find a pair where all of them are moving in the same direction. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you start off the trading week. Like on Sunday, just look at the AUD pairs. Are they all bearish? Are they all bullish? Then you'll have your bias for the week. You're like, oh, they're all coming down, so I should probably sell all the AUD pairs this week. You know, same with like the Euro pairs. What are the Euro pairs doing? They look like they're swinging up, right? Or it looks like they're swinging down. So they're overall bearish. You can see it's a strong downtrend. Same with Euro CAD, Euro CHF, Euro GBP, EJ over here. I want this to swing up though. It's gonna be the opposite. But right here, you can see that they're not really all correlating, right? They're all kind of like going both directions. So you would probably avoid the Euro pairs. But that's like one way to analyze for the week. So if you find an asset that's all moving in one direction, then trade all those pairs. Every time they break a structure, you can make easy money that way. But yes, let me go back to NZD USD. Sorry guys, I keep going off on these tangents because I get really excited when I see these things going in one direction, because that just gives me a hint that I'm gonna make a lot of money this week, right? And if that doesn't make you excited, I don't know what will. But let's go ahead and finish this off. We have a couple more pairs right here: NZD USD, UCAD, USD CHF, and UJ. Those are the last four pairs that I'm gonna draw these zones for you guys. And then the people here who just want the zones, you guys will be ready to trade for the week. Everyone else, I'll be here to answer any other questions. Otherwise, we will continue on for tomorrow's daily session. So yeah, if you guys are new here and you guys aren't familiar with what I do on Sundays, I'm just drawing these zones for you guys. My real analysis comes tomorrow when the market is up and running full steam. Market's just too slow right now, so there's not really much to look at until everything starts to pick back up. All right, so looking at NZD USD right here, I'm gonna turn this off. Price is currently within these two zones. This upper zone is gonna be 0.72426, and this lower zone right here is gonna be 0.71543. So those are the two zones we're looking for. We're waiting for price to either break above this zone or close below this zone for us to have a bias this week for what we're gonna be taking with regard to not just NZD USD, but NZD in general. But like I mentioned, guys, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the US this week. Everyone's trying to impeach Trump. So keep that in mind when the market starts going crazy for the USD pairs. And just be careful. If you guys are taking trades, I always recommend that you use the exit strategy, because you never know when price is going to reverse on you, especially when there's some crazy stuff going on in the world. So that's it for NZD USD. Here's USD CAD. I'm just going to see if the zones are in the same place so I don't have to redraw them. This is gone, delete that. This is gone, delete that. All right, everything else looks good, right? So you see the zones right here. I turn them back on, zones are in the same place. Turn this off. Price is currently within these two zones right here for USD CAD. I'll give you this upper zone, which is 1.27902. And this lower zone right here is going to be 1.26897. So what we're waiting for is price to either close above this zone over here, this zone, or below here for you to take a sell. So that's it for NZD CAD, USD CAD right there. Next is USD CHF. I marked this up a lot right here, so I don't want to mess it up. Or actually, it doesn't matter. Let me just delete everything, because it was just messy from last week. It doesn't matter because the zones still suck this week too. So looking at this right here, we have a huge zone up here. We have this zone right here. And then we have this lower zone right here as well. All right, cool. So price is currently within this zone right here. So this upper zone over here is going to be 1.89197. And this lower zone down here is going to be 1.88496. So we're waiting for price to either break above here or close below here so we can determine which direction to trade. Obviously, I think this is going to come down because, I don't know, we'll see what happens, because the DXY is strong. So this actually might swing up. But, fundamentals, like with all the craziness going on in the US, will indicate that the US might, the US dollar might be weak for the next week or so. So we'll see how this plays out. We'll see if Trump gets impeached this week or not. That will probably have a big effect on the market. So that's it for USD CHF. Last pair over here is USD JPY. Looking at this right here, let me see if the zones are the same, so we don't have to go ahead and redraw everything. Delete this off the chart. Looking at this right here, everything looks pretty much fine. So looking at the zones right here, same zones from last week, basically. Price is currently within these two zones right here. This upper zone is going to be 104.314. Again, that's 104.314. And this lower zone right here is going to be 103.651. Again, that's 103.651. Basically, what we'd be waiting for here is for price to break above this structure so you can take a buy, or price to break below this structure right here so that you can take a sell. Right? So it's obviously it's not going to be that simple. I'll go more into detail with my analysis as market picks up. Market's just too slow right now. There's no entries available. We'd have to wait for price to either break above here, which can happen tonight, or break below here, which can happen during London session. So until that happens, there's like really no reason for us to be looking at these specific pairs because there's no entries available right now, right? Until price either breaks above or below these structures. So looking at UJ right here, hopefully it keeps going up and it keeps pushing our EJ up because I'm still in EJ. But who knows? We'll wait and see how this plays out once London opens, because this can just be going sideways for a bit and then London can open. And then as soon as London opens, this can probably shoot way up or shoot way down. So just keep that in mind, guys. Don't rush into any trades just yet. Wait for the extra confirmation because you guys don't want to get into a trade too early. So I think that's it, guys. I don't have any other questions here. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out on Telegram. Otherwise I'll be live again in a few hours, not a few hours, but in about maybe 6 or 7 hours, because I go live every day at 6:30 a.m. during the week, where I'll be going into a deeper analysis. For this session, I was just giving you guys these zones on the chart for you guys so that you guys can know what to look out for as we enter the trading week. But realistically, there's not really going to be too many entries tonight because the market's just opening. Things are still getting into full swing, and we probably won't see too much movement until London session in about 2 hours from now. So keep that in mind, guys. Don't rush any trades. But yeah, it looks like that's it for tonight. I'm going to log off right now, guys, so I can get to all these messages. I have about 7 Telegram messages here. I have about like 30 emails to get through still from today. So if I haven't responded to your emails, guys, don't worry. I'm going to get to you guys shortly as I get to them right now. But yeah, until then, guys, I'm going to log off for now, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. So if you guys have any questions, just email me or message me on Telegram, and then I can analyze anything for you or answer any questions with regard to anything regarding trading, right? So that's about it, guys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Till then, lock in some profits, guys. See you later, Skill Straight. See you guys later.